All Alabama Gardener on growing cucumbers. This is an oriental variety of cucumbers. Because my ground is not ready, I'm going to transplant these small plants into 4-inch pots. Into each 4-inch pot, I've added some triple 13 fertilizer and a little bit of azomite rock powder. Now cover the fertilizer with a small amount of potting soil so that when you set the plant in there, the fertilizer doesn't burn the roots. Look at the nice set of roots the soil block has grown on this cucumber plant. Now you want to water them well and watch it grow on out. I'm going to remove half of the soil in this row so that I will have room for lots of compost. Now, using the sharp edge of the shovel, I'm breaking up any of the larger clods that remain. And now I'm adding a large amount of compost into this row, and then we'll churn it in. Now, using the shovel, we're going to turn the dirt again, which is going to mix the compost in with the remaining soil. Now I've got the row ready for planting cucumbers. I'm going to space these cucumber plants about 8 to 9 inches apart. So here I am kind of getting the pots in the position where I want them. As you can see, the ground is really soft, so we're going to dig a hole about 4 to 6 inches deep. Now add about a tablespoon of triple 13 to the hole and a good sprinkling of azomite dust. And now add a big handful of worm castings. Notice how I cup my fingers around the plant so I can carefully remove it from the pot. Now add another sprinkle of triple 13 on the soil of the plant and kindly scratch it in. And add about 2 more handfuls of worm castings on top of the soil and kindly scratch it in. Let's do one more real quick and then we'll move on. Now we have the whole row planted and rain is forecast for tonight, so I will not water these right now. You should have been able to get the plants to this point in about 45 days. Yes, this is a cattle panel trellis, and you can watch my video on how to make this trellis for cucumbers and for green beans. So here we are now, about 55 days from the day we planted the seeds. And now we have our first baby cucumbers being produced. Cucumbers have both male and female flowers, and normally the pollination is done by the bees, but there's not very many bees these days. So to produce cucumbers, at least early in the spring, I have to do what's called hand pollination. And now you want to gently dab or touch the male portion flowers to the female flowers. This transfers the pollen from the male flower to the female flower. And if you don't do this, then the baby cucumber behind the female flower will turn brown and fall off. So I go out every morning in the early spring and walk down both sides of the cucumber row and hand pollinate the flowers that have bloomed that night. And here are the results. Large cucumbers ready for picking, making cucumber salad. If you follow these steps, I feel you will be successful in growing cucumbers.